Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Alrighty, I've been working on the propane tank. We did get it lifted another block higher so I could get under it and sand. So as you can see, let me walk a little closer. I've shifted the blocks in so I could sand under on the left side, on the outside edge. And now I painted it so that way I'm sliding the blocks back that way. Finish sanding under the belly of this side in the middle, and then paint it and put the blocks back the way they need to be. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, and then I'll be finished with it. It's a lot of sanding. My arms are wore out, but you see I got the chickens free ranging, and that Easter egger loves scratching around the back side of the house here. So anyway, we've had them free ranging most of the afternoon, since probably about 2, somewhere in there. And I just finished watering the garden. I was trying to get my grandson Reed here to help me pile up some dirt around this smaller mortgage lifter right here, and he ended up breaking the top of it, so it probably won't make it. But I had already watered it. We just added some support for that little plant. But anyway, I've watered everything else. It looks good. I'll probably be picking zucchini tomorrow morning or tonight. Sometime probably tomorrow. I don't need it tonight. And I've got a few squash that should be ready in, any time now, because everybody knows that grows squash and zucchini. You go to bed one night, they're tiny. The next morning you get up and they're huge. So just waiting on that to happen. But the onions are doing well. You see they're standing back up. So I'm putting more water to the onions than I am anything else. And those things are standing back up. They've gotten a lot thicker. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but all right. And the early peas over here are doing really well. I'll walk over there. They're starting to go up the tomato cages. All right, also we got out here earlier this morning with the broom and swept off all the debris, and I weeded it last night and got all the weeds I could see. And then we added some more weed mat material to cover up some holes and some seams where weeds were coming through. So we added a piece here, added a piece here, and then we went all the way down on this side, and I moved all the tomato grow bags over to this to get them out from the other side of the garden. But my plan is to order another roll. I need about 150 feet of the 4-foot wide stuff, and I'm gonna go all the way around the greenhouse again and widen up my weed mat control so I can eventually add more raised beds to the outside of what's gonna be the greenhouse. So also, Japan Ham, Mr. Greg, I did finally put some boards under these legs, and I've got screws, we sell them at work, that I need to go through those boards and secure it to the uprights of the beam there, so the table will be, or the potting bench will be the way it needs to be. But the front's too high now since I put those boards under it, so I'm probably going to cut about an inch or so off of it to level it back out. But it's been out in the weather for a year, so it's never going to be perfect. It does the job of what I need it to do. And I didn't have enough of those pre-made, store-bought these things. Let me get one in my hand. Landscape fabric staples. So all the legs we cut off the tomato cages and stuff, I saved a lot of them, and we made our own. These are a lot thicker and a lot heavier. These, in my ground, it's so hard, these will bend, and you won't be able to get them all the way in the ground. So what we found out is making them out of those extra length on the legs in the hard spots helps out a lot about driving them in and holding this fabric down. So what are you trying to do, grandson?
I'm trying to get the bed out. I forgot how.
You pull this forward. All right, he's playing in the burn pile. There's an old gun cabinet over there my son and I made 15 years ago. He had, I think, a FFA project or something, and I helped him and taught him how to make that thing, and he got a pretty good grade with it, but I just didn't have a need for it. It was in the way, so. And his job is on the road, so he doesn't have a place to put it. So it went to the burn pile because nobody wanted it. So anyway, I have watered. I do need to get out here and weed, and I'll probably do that some this week. I've got a little bit growing in here, but there's no plant right here next to the weed. But there's a few in the onion bed, and then I've seen some over in the early peas bed that I need to pull. So see there. But I'll get to those this week. It's not a big deal. But anyway, and these, I'm just pretty much giving up on these. I'm just giving them a light watering to see if they'll come back, but I doubt it. So I hope it looks better. It does to me and my grandson. We are both pleased with it. If I had more fabric, we would have probably already went all the way around, just because it's less weed for me to have to deal with. But the reason this isn't straight, I don't know if y'all can tell that on camera, because there was some holes in it, and the corner had gotten hit with the mower, so I started and brought it out to cover up the holes. But the next piece was going to overlap about a foot, and we'll straighten it back up and it'll be nice and square. I know that doesn't matter to the plants, but anywho. All right, let's walk over to the chicken pen. See, he's grabbing boards out there and salvaging stuff's what he says. We've had to go over to my sister's. Her husband, my brother-in-law, is he had some health issues about a month ago and was in the hospital for several weeks. And his car hasn't been cranked in several months. He tried to crank it and it wouldn't crank. And these new cars, they make it where you can't hardly get to the battery. So his jump box, he said, wouldn't crank it. And then get over there with my jump box, and I had not charged it since I used it on the mower. And it almost cranked it, but it didn't. And then it needed charging. So we came back over here and got my battery charger and extension cords and ran it out to the car and I've got the battery charging in that car now. So it should crank up because everything's lighting up and coming on, and it tried. So I got to go back in a couple hours and see if that battery's got enough fire in it to actually crank the vehicle. And they'll let it run for about 30 minutes or so and crank it every day for a while and build that battery back up. But we worked on all the gates. Just about every door here scrubbed when we opened the door. And so you had to pick up on the edge of it as you opened it or whatever. So I adjusted all the hinges today so that the doors didn't scrub, the gates didn't scrub when you open and close them. And that one was the worst one, but it'll actually close now if I need to. And you see they're laying down where I dug out the front of the pen. It really is time to go in there and do a deep clean and dig down about 3 or 4 inches and clean those pins out. But that's a lot of work. It took me several days, a few hours each time. Last time I done it that deep of a cleaning, and I'm not looking forward to it, but it's got to be done pretty soon. So anyway, other than that, working on that propane tank, wore my arms out, but we've got it. It's whooped now. I've got it up, so I just need help once I get it sanded and painted to let it back down. I'm not going to leave it that high. I'm going to take one block off and let it back down one layer because it just doesn't need to be that high. But anyway, you see the chickens follow me everywhere I go. That's his favorite hen, apparently. He wears her out. But we've got the gray hen over here, and this is, let me see, that's the one we hatched. So that's one of the young chickens I've got, but she lays a colored egg. She flew into the pen herself. So she's in there with the barnyard mix that I've got treatment on her feet and legs and stuff. So I'm just going to leave her in there. If she wants to stay in there, I'm not going to force her back and forth. That's probably her mama. But all right, we candled the eggs last night, didn't we?
Yeah.
So how many of 12 eggs were fertile?
None.
Say it loud enough they can hear you.
None.
All right, so we threw away how many?
3.
All right, so we've got 9 fertile eggs in the incubator that have been in there 10 days yesterday, so today's day 11. We've got 10 more days before those chicks should be hatching. So it's 21 days for a chicken. So anyway, we've got them in the incubator, and I'm hoping I get at least 5 or 6 hens out of those 9, but y'all know chicken math. There's going to be about 6 or 7 roosters and 2 or 3 2 or 3 hens. But either way, I've got them in the incubator, and when those hatch, we brought the brooder in the house. We're getting it cleaned up and ready, and have a place to put those baby chicks once they hatch for a few weeks, and then they'll come out into the pen in with the barnyard mix, so they're not going to be picked on. And while they're inside, about the time that they're ready to come out will be the next set of eggs that will be hatching. So when the second incubator set starts hatching, the ones that are inside in the brooder will come outside to the pen, and I'm going to do that 3 or 4 times, if not more, as much as I can, and try to hatch a whole new flock and put these doggone non-egg laying Rhode Island Reds in the freezer. Y'all, again, there's 11 hens over there. And I think my grandson counted earlier, there was 3 eggs. This 2, 3, and 4 egg day crap out of 11 hens, that don't cut the mustard with me. These chickens need to go to the freezer. They need to be processed, and bring in some hens that are actually going to lay. So those will be the first ones to go once I get some baby chicks and hens growing, ready to start laying. Those will go to the freezer. I'm feeding them for nothing, y'all. If they're not laying eggs, they're going to be feeding us chicken. So anyway, that's just the way a homestead works. Y'all got feed in your feeder. You've been scratching out here all day. My grandson's trying to get him to eat out of his hand. He's been getting scratched sitting in the swing, and they'll jump up there with him and trying to feed him, ain't you? Huh? Quit banging on my swing.
I'm making it less sharp.
No.
It is less sharp.
Stop banging on the swing. Golly. That boy tear down the Leaning Tower of Pisa and blame it on the doggone gravity. Oh my goodness. I appreciate y'all watching. Look at him grinning like a possum eating briars. I appreciate y'all watching, subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.